What's up, evolutionaries? It's your boy Callie, and I'm back again with another video. Yes, you heard right. It's been a week since I posted my last video, and I'm back again, courtesy of the transition that I'm doing. Today's video is about the introduction to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. You might be wondering, what is that? But before I get into that, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for always being here as usual. Thank you for always showing your support for my videos. I am eternally grateful to you guys. Now, on to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. What are these goals, you might ask? I'm just gonna dive right into it. Remember, my videos are not going to be long going forward. So this video is basically, as it says, an introduction to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Just to let you guys know, the next 17 chapters of the Evolutionary Life of Callie will be focused on each of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. I will be listing each of them further on in this video. And so I basically said to myself, okay, I'm mainly focusing on human rights issues and not mainly issues that affect society per se. And so the 17 Sustainable Development Goals focus mainly on 17 specific things that affect people in society, not just human rights, but personal, collectively, as a community, as a country, things that affect us on a whole. And so I said to myself, since I'm transitioning into a 1 week style of posting videos, why not also transition into a different style of videos? Yes, I will still go back to my human rights videos, but for now, I'm gonna be focusing on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So here goes. So just to give you an overview of what the Sustainable Development Goals are, these are basically a part of the Vision 2030 agenda for the sustainable development. This is adopted by all the United Nations member states or member countries, which provides a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet now and in the future. So it's basically identifying all the issues, or not all, but some of the issues that affect us as people, and as it says, by extension, the planet overall as an entire country, as an entire earth. Dare I say the entire universe. It affects us, and so it's basically, as it says, a blueprint to fixing these issues, ultimately for peace and prosperity among us as people and among us as countries on a whole, collectively. The next thing I want to speak about is talking about each of them single, not too much, as I said. Each chapter going forward, each of the 17 chapters from this will speak out each of these 17 Sustainable Development Goals, but just to touch on each of them briefly, the first one is called No Poverty, and that is basically eradicating poverty among all countries in all forms. As you know, poverty is not just not having money, but it goes deeper than that. So the first one is no poverty. The second one is zero hunger. Speaks for itself, eradicating or eliminating everyone in this world who doesn't have stuff to eat, food to eat. So it's eradicating it, and that's why it's called zero hunger. The third one is good health and well-being. Again, speaks for itself. Taking care of our bodies or mind. Yeah, good health and well-being. The fourth one is quality education. Again, speaks for itself. But just to touch on it, speaking about primary education, tertiary education, ensuring that every country, no matter first world country, second world, third world country, no matter what type of country it is, quality education still needs to be there. My hands are all over the place. The fifth one is gender equality. Very simple. The sixth one is clean water and sanitation. I personally never thought about it really that much, but thinking about it now, clean water and sanitation is not seen everywhere. There are some countries where you can't get clean water to drink. You can't get clean water to clean your house, to take a shower, to wash your clothes. It's really strange, but it's real. The seventh thing is affordable and clean energy. Again, speaks for itself. Energy as it relates to electricity. What else is energy? Anything that provides energy, as long as it's clean and affordable. Again, I'll go in depth in chapter, whichever this one will be. The eighth thing is decent work and economic growth. Speaks for itself. Myself finding work, not just focusing on the mediocre jobs or things that just get me by, but having a job that basically provides me with enough income to sustain my family and persons around me. And the economic growth is basically speaking towards a country on a whole, with their economic growth, money and income and all of that. So yeah. And the ninth thing is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Mainly speaking about buildings, industry, factories, buildings that do manufacturing, all of that. Innovation, ideas, implementing new stuff. Infrastructure, again, buildings. The 10th thing is reduced inequalities. Don't confuse this with gender equality. Gender equality is just between the genders, but reduced inequalities has to do with every aspect of human beings, whether you are disabled, whether you're hearing impaired, whether you are seeing blind. I'm not sure if that's the correct term to use nowadays, but anything that affects you from doing the normal thing that other people might do, it's technically classified as an inequality. And so number 10 speaks about reducing all of that so that everyone can be on the same page. Number 11 speaks about the sustainable cities and communities. Number 12 speaks about responsible consumption and production. Responsible consumption has to do with not just us as human beings consuming food, but responsible consumption in conserving energy, conserving time, conserving food. Basically, the responsibility of not overdoing it, not, what would I say, using too much, leaving some for another day. Technically that, and production, again, replenishing, making all of that again. 13 speaks about climate action. We all know what that means. Climate change is affecting everyone nowadays with the UV rays and pollution affecting everything, affecting the sea and all of that. Number 14 speaks about life below water. Again, just touched on that. All the marine life, whether it's sea creatures or algae, if that's what it is. Any living or non-living sea organism, yes, that's under life below water. Number 15 speaks about life on land, the opposite of life below water. So it would focus on the land animals, and also, no, not us people. I think so. Not sure. But when we get to that point, we'll know the specifics of life on land. But I definitely know it speaks about animals. Number 16 speaks about peace, justice, and strong institutions. Peace speaks for itself, a wholesome connection between people, getting rid of bad energy, negative energy. Justice speaks about justice. Why did I lose my thought? Justice speaks about getting, what would I say? I don't want to use the word justice again, but it's basically when somebody is wronged, or when you feel as if you weren't treated fairly. Justice speaks about that. Strong institutions are basically the government. I believe so. Strong institutions. Yes, off the top of my head, that sounds like the government. Remember, I'm not going in depth, just giving you an overview. So I might be wrong, but I will correct it if I am in the specific video for each of these. So strong institutions to me speak about all the head governments, or the head institutions, governments, faculties, in the world or in each country that is in charge of everything. So basically the government. And number 17 speaks about partnerships for the goals. That speaks for itself. Getting other organizations or other institutions to partner with so that the goals can be accomplished. And those are the 17 sustainable development goals. Remember that for the next 17 videos going forward, each of these will be spoken about. Each of these will be spoken about. Each of these will be touched on individually. And that's the end of the video. Just a little closing point. So today, present day 2021, the Division for Sustainable Development Goals, or the DSDG, in the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, or the UNDESA, they provide substantive support and capacity building for the SDGs and their related thematic issues. So each sustainable development goals have other related issues that are under them, again, which will be touched on in each of these specific topics. And that concludes today's video. As the name states, an introduction to the 17 sustainable development goals. So it's just giving you guys a brief overview. It wasn't anything long. And so I think this video is almost 12 minutes. So I'm gonna end it now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for always being here again. Remember to like, share, leave a comment, turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video anytime I release. And also remember to always subscribe if you haven't already done so. Remember, one more subscriber equals one more supporter against all the human rights infringements and also the 17 sustainable development goals. Thank you guys for being here. Kali is signing out.